At Marine Corps Base Quantico, a place steeped in tradition and history, the air was thick with anticipation. A seismic shift was underway, one that would ripple through the entire armed forces and redefine what it meant to serve. On October 2nd, War Secretary Pete Hegseth, flanked by President Trump, addressed military leaders from around the world in a moment that would be remembered for years to come. This was no ordinary meeting. It was a call to action, a demand for unwavering loyalty and renewed purpose. Hegseth delivered a blunt ultimatum: get fit, get focused, and get ready for a new era. Get on board with the Trump agenda, or get out. There would be no room for hesitation or half measures. No debate, no discussion, just a line in the sand, drawn with absolute clarity. Those unwilling to adapt were told to resign, plain and simple. The message was unmistakable. Change was not optional. For years, frustration simmered about the military's direction, with many feeling the core values had been diluted. Hegseth, a former Army officer himself, gave that frustration a voice, channeling the concerns of countless service members. The new administration demanded total commitment. Not just policy tweaks, but a fundamental change in mindset and culture. Quantico, the crossroads of the Marine Corps, was chosen for its symbolism, a return to core military principles, and the forging of a new path forward. The message was clear: toughness and readiness are back at the forefront, and only the most dedicated would remain. The Department of War was entering a new era, embracing innovation while demanding discipline and unity. The old ways were over, replaced by a bold vision for the future. Everyone present had to choose: be part of the future or step aside. The line in the sand at Quantico was more than symbolic. It was a turning point for the entire military. Hegseth's speech zeroed in on physical fitness, making it clear that readiness starts with the body. He emphasized that a strong military depends on every member being in top shape, regardless of rank or years of service. All personnel, from the newest privates to the most senior four-star generals, must now pass biannual fitness and weight tests. The message: no one is exempt, and everyone is held to the same high standard. No more double standards. Leaders must meet the same requirements as their troops. This shift aims to foster unity and mutual respect across all ranks. Overweight officers in command? Unacceptable, said Hegseth. He argued that leaders set the tone for the entire force, and physical fitness is non-negotiable. He dismissed hot yoga and called for real, hard PT every day. Only rigorous, consistent training, he said, can prepare troops for the demands of service. The goal: restore fairness and integrity, and lead by example. When leaders sweat alongside their troops, it builds trust and accountability. Critics question if generals need the same fitness as young soldiers, but supporters say discipline starts at the top. They argue that standards should be universal, not selective. It's a debate of principle versus practicality, and the outcome could reshape the culture of military leadership for years to come. The speech wasn't just about fitness. It was about reshaping the very culture of the armed forces. It called for a fundamental shift in mindset, urging every member to focus on the core mission above all else. Hegseth declared a return to a warfighting ethos. Every policy, every decision, must answer a single question: does this help us win wars? The message was clear: combat effectiveness is the ultimate priority. He blasted what he called woke distractions and divisive social issues, insisting that nothing should come before combat readiness. Training, discipline, and unity, he argued, must be restored to the forefront. Leaders are now empowered to enforce standards without fear of retribution. No more walking on eggshells. The expectation is clear: hold the line, and don't hesitate to correct lapses in discipline. Supporters say this renewed toughness is exactly what's needed to prepare troops for the realities of real combat, where mental and physical resilience can mean the difference between life and death. Critics, however, warn that this approach could open the door to abuse and toxic leadership, undermining morale and trust within the ranks. The military's challenge is to build true resilience and toughness without crossing the line into hazing or mistreatment. The debate continues: toughness versus professionalism, and where to draw the line. Hegseth announced a single, gender-neutral fitness standard for all combat roles. The highest male standard is now the only standard. No more adjusted scores for women. The logic combat demands don't change based on gender. Supporters say this ensures unit integrity and mission success. Critics argue it could exclude capable women and overlook other vital skills. The new policy prioritizes physical performance over demographic diversity. For Hegseth, combat readiness is the only metric that matters. The debate equality of opportunity versus uncompromising standards. The military community is split. Supporters see Hegseth's speech as a return to core values and accountability. They welcome the demand for fitness and discipline at every level. Critics call the speech theatrical and worry about morale and unit cohesion. Some fear the anti-woke rhetoric and relaxed protections could create a toxic environment. Others argue the military needs diverse skills, not just physical toughness. The hardline approach could drive away talent and diversity. The debate isn't just about policy, it's about the soul of the U.S. military.